Karen, is virtual working really taking off now then?
Well, it seems that way, Will. I mean, as you know, we in AWA have been working this way for 20 odd years now. We don't have an office, we're not all in the same place together all the time, but it really does seem like at the moment there's a lot of things that are coming together, like technology. I mean, you know, we've all got these portable devices now, allow us to work anywhere. Legislation is changing to enable more flexible working, so to allow people to work at different times and in different places. And I think, you know, economically there are different pressures on organisations, and people just want to be able to do different things. They want to be able to work in different places. So yeah, it does all seem to be kind of coming to a bit of a head.
So when we talk about virtual working, we're primarily talking about home working?
Well, that's part of the picture, and I think when you talk about working virtually, that's probably what a lot of people think about. But actually, if you think about it, we work away from a lot of the people that we interact and need to collaborate with. So we might be in different offices in the same country, or we might be collaborating with people and part of teams that are across the globe. So it's quite a complex and dynamic way of working, really.
So what can go wrong with virtual working?
Well, from a team point of view, quite a few things. People can get isolated, people can stop trusting each other, people can really get disconnected from the rest of the team, and all of that stuff is going to impact their performance as a team. So they're not inconsiderable issues, which is why we put a lot of effort into it, and why we think that a lot of the products and services that we have for that address this sort of way of working are really topical and really going to be useful for people that are embarking on virtual working.
So how do we get the best out of these virtual teams then, Karen?
Well, it's a really good question. I think there's lots of, you know, from a practitioner's point of view, we have lots of things that we would recommend. If you imagine the typical manager these days, they have so much going on. There's so much they have to manage, to control, to plan for, that a lot of these things are trying to deliver what's easiest. So I think managers are to be forgiven for not really perhaps understanding the best ways in order to manage their virtual teams. And in AWA, we've got a series of tools and workshop formats and some training to try to help people to envisage the way the world is different when people are apart from each other. We're starting a research project with the Centre for Evidence-Based Management, and they're going to help us to look at all of the research that's been done around that very subject. So what do we know about the things that are important when people are working away from each other? And when we've gathered that information together, looked at really sort of robust research in the area, then we can come up with some really evidence-based ideas around what the things you can do to really help those teams to function effectively. So it's really exciting.
So the programme is basically designed to determine the sort of science there is behind best arrangements for managing virtual teams.
Yes, it is about being a bit more scientific and not going so much on sort of knee-jerk reactions.
Taking an evidence-based approach, yeah.
Absolutely.